Hey guys, what's up? I am back. This is Karate Fan 283 here, back again with a new video. And today, since I am back, I thought I should be doing a review of a VHS of Back to the Future Part 2. And before I start, I gotta give the biggest shout out to Time Travel Hyman 88. Thank you very much for just supporting me and has been shouting me out in a lot of his videos. It really means a lot to me, man, and thank you. And your videos are very good. I love your Star Trek. I love your Doctor Who stuff. I like your you did the DeLorean stuff with the Back to the Future car reviews. I think everything you do is just great, and your Christmas video was really good too. And so yeah, I wanted to do a VHS review, and he also has this tape, and I hope he reviews it also. But this is a Back to the Future Part 2, the movie, and this movie came out in 1989, which is a sequel to Back to the Future 1. The movie's about Marty McFly, which is played by Michael J. Fox, and he goes to 2015 with his friend Doc Brown, and who's played by Christopher Lloyd right there, and they go to the future to save Marty's son from going to jail. And when he goes there, he has to fight off Biff's grandson, which is Griff. And when he tries to fight Griff, he has to tell Griff that he has to disguise as his son and say that he wants him to do stuff like, I think, go to a robbery. And Marty Jr. doesn't want to really do it, but they pressure him into doing it, and he goes to jail, so he has to change it. Marty dresses up as him, but old Biff before that tells him about how Marty Sr.'s life turned out to be really bad and stuff like that, and so he doesn't really think about it right then and there. He thinks about it for a minute, but he realizes he has to go help his son and all of that. And so what happens next is that afterwards they leave Jennifer on the corner because she was asking a lot of questions, and Doc didn't think that she should ask, and they put her kind of to sleep, and the cops found her and they took her home. So now Doc and Marty have to go over to his house, and Marty steals a sports almanac so he can bet on all the horse races, and Doc says no, and Biff overhears it. And so when they go over to Marty's future home to try to find Jennifer, Biff steals the time machine, and Jennifer's inside the house, and she notices that Marty's life really wasn't that great. They have two kids, Marty Jr. and Marlene McFly, but their life overall hasn't been that great. He got into a car accident in 1985 and all that, and Marty gets fired and all that. Marty Sr. gets fired the night that Jennifer goes over there for doing some transaction. So they find Jennifer. Jennifer, faints because she sees her older self, and she faints. So they take her home. Biff, by this time, has taken the time machine, has came back to the to 2015, and when they go to 1985. Biff is a rich millionaire, and on top of that, married Lorraine and killed George McFly. And they talk all about it, and they realize that old Biff went to 1955 to give it to his younger self. So they go to 1955, and they find out that was in 1955, and Marty and Doc go back to 1955. And when they have to follow Biff throughout the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, and right when George punched Biff out, when Biff fainted, after George punched Biff, he takes when he's knocked out, Marty takes his almanac, and he has to go pat over himself during the Enchantment Under the Sea dance when he's playing Johnny Be Good, because Biff's gang members are after Marty this time because they pushed him over and they found him, and he literally has to go over to the other side and put the weight bags on top of them, and they go back. When they try to get out, Biff finds him and he calls him chicken, and so he gets, and there's a picture of it on the back, and he says, "Nobody calls me chicken," and the Marty from the first movie accidentally knocks him out, and Marty faints, and he gets the almanac again, and Biff goes in a car, and they get a car chase and all that, and then they realize that Biff crashes through manure again, and this time he crashes through manure again, and it said everything like George McFly is not murdered, but he was honored for being writer, and in the alternate 1985, Doc was committed into a mental home, and this time he was commended. And everything goes good until the DeLorean time machine gets struck by lightning, and this sends him back to 1885, and this man from Western Union gives Marty a letter saying where Doc was and all that. And so now Marty goes back to where when Doc sends the Marty from the first movie back to the future, and he says, "Doc, I'm back from the future," and he goes, "Great Scott." And then that's the end of the movie. They show a trailer for part 3, and I'll tell you what, this movie is amazing. And I tried to basically give a summary without saying every little nook and cranny, but this is just such a great movie. If there's a good sequel, it's this movie right here. Getting Back was only the beginning. And this is Back to the Future Part 2. Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd. Such a good movie. I love it a lot. The spines. The top. Here's the back. A high-spirited rock, says David Anson in Newsweek magazine. And Time magazine calls it terrific, rich in invention and astonishment. Yeah, and here's the pictures in the back from when he goes, "Yeah, come back, me Back to the Future," and then "Nobody calls me chicken," he gets knocked out, and then the infamous hoverboard scene. But I really like this tape cover, probably the best out of all of them, because it's has the most activity, the most color and all that. And yeah, here's the tape of Back to the Future 2. And yeah, let me pull it out a little bit more. Okay, here's the tape. I really love this movie a lot. Yeah, there's the actual film. And yeah, like I was saying, a little word before I end this video. I just want to say I'm sorry for not making a video in a while. And I'm actually going to do a double feature. I'm actually about to do the review for part 3. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thank y'all very much. Please subscribe, and y'all have a great day.